Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's a brand new month, which means a brand new background with something that's literally never been in my set before. We've got one of the most exciting gaming weeks ever in store for the first week of June 2025, including the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2, the release of Mario Kart World, and coinciding with that, my giant epic marathon launch day event, which we'll be doing this coming Thursday. Today on the show, I will explain it fully because there's actually a lot of things that I haven't explained yet that I think you're going to get excited for. Plus, this week is Summer Game Fest. We've got more Elden Ring Night Rain. We're continuing with the chill vibes of the other streams. It's going to be an absolutely epic week. I cannot wait. So sit back and relax. It is time for a month beginning epic episode of the Level 1 Podcast. Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's the Level 1 Podcast for Sunday, June 1st, 2025. Summer is right around the corner, and that summertime vibe is here. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be one of the biggest weeks of gaming. A brand new console launch, a brand new a brand new edition of Mario Kart World, the first in over a decade. Yes, I can't believe I'm actually saying that, but it's actually been a decade since we played a new Mario Kart. We've got all kinds of launch hoopla that everyone is talking about. And then, of course, we've got more stuff going on with Summer Game Fest and the like. It's going to be epic. So I hope that you're all excited. I've got so much in store for you guys this week, which we're going to talk about in just a few moments. I can't wait to fully explain this upcoming marathon because there's stuff I'm going to be doing during the marathon that just got determined that I want to let you know. I think you guys are going to be very excited to find out what exactly we're doing. But before we get to that, welcome everyone. I hope that you are all having a great weekend. I am. I'm having a great one. Yesterday, I spent the entire day with my wife out. We were not home for the vast majority of the day. We were out and about restocking the house because we actually have been behind on being able to go out and do stuff. So we were out of all the stuff, all the commodities, like paper towels and stuff like that. We had a big shopping trip together, but we also kind of stocked up on other fun stuff. It wasn't just, boring stuff. There was some shopping to be done and good time. We had a good meal out. We went to this place where we got these awesome little pretzel bites fresh out of their oven that you dip in these various sauces like mustard and cheese. And then I got a little personal pizza that they baked in their oven there. That was really good. Good stuff yesterday. It was a great day. And the only bummer was the weather didn't really agree. It was rainy all day. But the day off was superb. We actually had a nice fun day out together, which we've been wanting to do for a long time. And it was a very good one. It was a very fun, chill day. We spent some time at home with Jasper after the fact when we got home, and that was really nice. So great day off. Really excellent day off. Didn't have a moment to really do much because we were out almost all day. And by the time we got home, we were pooped. But it was a great one, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm back. And it is time. First of all, let's talk about June and the setup. As you can see, I have refreshed the background. I went back to the blue panels instead of the black. These blue panels do reflect my lighting a lot better. Although I would admit the blue panels don't necessarily look good with all colors, but I do like look how they catch the light, right? They're really nice with the RGBs. So there's something behind me you guys have never actually seen on set. I've very briefly over the years shown this to you, only in glimpses or for a second on camera, and then I kind of just put it away. What I have right here, ladies and gentlemen, which you may not even recognize because it's so old, is the original version of the YouTube play button. This is the first one that ever released. That's how old school of a YouTuber I am. That this was the OG version, the original one before they changed it, and then they had a second version that was a different color, and then they redid it, and then it came out, now it's all completely different. I think they're on like the third version now. But this was the actual original YouTube play button from 2010, okay? And I've had this on my wall, hanging up off camera, pretty much ever since I moved here. Before then, no lie, it was in a closet in a box. And you might say, wait a minute. Well, isn't that a big accomplishment? Well, yeah, it says right here, YouTube DSPGaming. Congratulations for surpassing 100,000 subscribers. That's what the original YouTube play button was for. So you might say, why didn't I ever talk about it? Why didn't I have it like out in front of everything as like a, an accomplishment? It's very simple. Back in the day, YouTube was very different, okay? YouTube, for some very bizarre reason, judged success off of how many subscribers you had rather than actually how many people watched your content. I'm not kidding. Like, they would rank channels by number of subs rather than number of views. Back in the day, on some of my best months, okay, I used to get probably around 15 million views, all right, on my best months. On average, I would get between somewhere like 8 to 10 million views a month, all right? That was more views than the vast majority of my competition on YouTube. I was regularly ranked in the top 10 gaming channels and sometimes even in the top 10 channels on YouTube. If it was a big gaming day and there was a new release, my channel would get more views than most channels on YouTube back then. Now, that's not an exaggeration. People can go check it if they want. My channel was actually that big at one point. Those days are long gone and in the past. But the funny part about it was people wouldn't subscribe to my channel. You're getting 10 to 15 million views a month and people don't subscribe. Why did you only have 100,000 subscribers? Because the way YouTube works, which still to this day, apparently this is the case, if you subscribe to someone on YouTube, YouTube will spam your inbox of videos with all the uploads that person uploads in a day. Now, from what I'm to understand, there's a switch that you could turn it off and on so it doesn't flood your inbox. But the vast majority of people who use YouTube don't know enough about it or care. All they know is they hit subscribe and then they would get flooded with my videos. You might say, well, why is that different for your channel over others? Most YouTubers back in the day, at most, put out one video a day. And I don't mean one 1 hour video. No, I mean one 10-minute video a day. That was the formula for YouTube back in the day. One video, 10 minutes a day. I was putting out 8+ hours of footage a day. And if you do the math, since it was 10-minute long videos, that's all that was allowed on YouTube. You're talking anywhere from 20 to 40 videos a day, potentially. It was a ton. And people basically said, well, this sucks. Because if I subscribe to DSP Gaming, I get to see all the videos in my inbox, but now my inbox is literally only DSP Gaming. I can't see any other videos. So no one would subscribe to my channel. I mean, 100,000 subscribers when I was getting 10 to 15 million views a month. I think that speaks volumes. So what's hilarious about it back in the day was that literally YouTube would judge channels and say, this channel just hit a milestone of subs. This channel hit a milestone of subs. And people will come to my channel and be like, Phil, why does no one sub to your channel? You get so many views and people know of you in the gaming space, but it's weird that you don't have subs like all the other big channels. I said, because I actually work hard. Because I put out more content than literally anyone else out there. No one will subscribe to my channel because it's a YouTube functionality issue. It's not me. Tons of people told me back in the day I would definitely subscribe. By rights, I should have over 1 million subs. I was getting more views than million sub YouTubers, but no one would subscribe to my channel. You see? So all these schlubs out there today who have 1 million subs, like, they're not even pulling in anything like what I used to do back in the day. And again, this is not a brag. I'm just explaining. When I got this, it was so not meaningful to me because I knew that I should probably have over 1 million subs, but YouTube would never allow people to do that because they'd be flooded with my videos because the system sucked. So when I got this, it was almost like a slap in the face. Like, wow, 100,000 subs, but I have 10 million views this month. Do I care about this? Of course not. So I kind of just put it away and never really cared about it, right? But now, 15 years later, you look back and you're like, any time to put away the sour grapes, right? Times back then, things were insane, getting a crazy amount of views and money based on the performance and everything. And, as upset as I was about every little nitpicking gripe, obviously things were good. I mean, it's what started my life as an independent person and creator rather than relying on a 9-to-5 job where some boss just pushed me around and mistreated me or didn't value me as an employee, which was happening pretty much everywhere I ever worked. And so now I look back and I'm like, I was stupid. I was immature. I definitely was not grateful, I feel, for the things that I was given back then. And I know that now, but like they say, hindsight's 20/20. Back then, if you watch my videos, I'm always complaining about something or feeling, as I said, very entitled back then. Remember, I thought my shit didn't stink. I was like, oh, I'm the big YouTuber. I'm the big gamer. Everyone knows Dark Side Phil. And therefore, how dare you say that I should change anything or improve, right? I know better than everyone. Like, that was my attitude back then, which, by the way, was a very bad attitude to have. Nonetheless, I had it. So, it's cool, I feel, all these years later, to actually still have this and now be able to put it as part of my set. Now, will that be a permanent part of my set? Maybe, maybe not. It's definitely, of all the things that I have here, I would say the two permanent things should be this frame with these cool animations and maybe that button. But we'll see. We'll see how people react to it this month, if people even care or whatever. I'm very curious what people will think, if they like it or not. It is a piece of YouTube nostalgia and history, being that it's the old play button you can't get. And very few people actually have this button anymore because most people who were back then that big actually retired. I'm one of the few people who still do it to this day daily. So there you go. So anyway, what do we actually have in the background this month? Well, we kept the ghost, okay? And the reason I kept the ghost, quite frankly, number one, it actually looks really good on camera. With my new camera setup and everything, HD camera picks up the color well. I actually think that the Ghost Pac-Man light looks really good. And it's actually a really good place to put the crown. So I thought, that pops. I'll keep that on camera for this month. And Jade did request that I keep it on camera back on Friday. I said, all right, you know what? We'll keep it for the month. We got Sonic hanging out behind me here as well in the background, right below the mic, fits perfectly. New animations refreshed. You'll see over the course of this month. Not only do I have new animations for the podcast, but also for other streams, in between and stuff. I've refreshed it with brand new stuff. Brought back the nice little mic prop that you guys liked from a few months ago. And we brought back the Vault Boy bobblehead from Fallout. So again, very minimalist, not crazy, but a good set, something to look at. And it looks good with the background. It pops. So there you go. All right. There we go, my friends. Now, we're going to start, but let's do some shout-outs because we already have a few shout-outs to do today. Let's do those first, and then let's jump into what I want to talk about, which is this crazy fun week that we're about to have. It's about to be a very great week on DSPGaming. I cannot wait, okay? But let's do some shout-outs. We start off today with a few. Let's see here. So first off, I had received a $25 Canadian super chat, which is the equivalent of $18.60 USD. And that was from Dark Ethan. That was our first contribution of the day. And Dark Ethan says the following. Hi, DSP. Before starting your game today in Night Rain, because Elden Ring Night Rain is the first gameplay stream, go to the market. You can buy a necklace to unlock a new character. The necklace is called the Besmirched Frame. The character's name is the Revenant, okay? So I think what happens is once you beat the first boss, which we did, that was the last thing we did on the Night Rain stream back on Friday. I guess this item unlocks at the vendor, and then you can buy the vendor and get the new buy the necklace, get the new class from the vendor. I've also heard that you got to find a compass, or was it a pocket watch? I think it was a pocket watch, and I guess that just happens as you're playing. You can find it, and if you give that, then you unlock the other class, which is the Duchess, which was the class everyone was using in the network test because it was very, very fast and effective with combat. So, and no, the only reason I had to lean forward to read that is because he super chatted before the stream started, and when that happens, my leaderboard doesn't catch it. So there you go. Hmm. So thank you so much, Dark Ethan, for the heads up. We will do that. First thing, we'll go to the vendor and then the roundtable hold, and we'll see if we can buy the new class. Now, I really did well with the Iron Eye class back on Friday. Like, we were kicking major ass, and I was learning how to use this class and how to effectively use the greases on the bow shots and the elements. So I'm debating today, should I do another run with the Iron Eye because we're going to be fighting a brand new boss, or should we try a new class right out of the gates? I'm thinking maybe do a run with the Iron Eye and see what happens, then maybe switch to another one, maybe then do the Revenant or whatever. We'll see what we do today, but the good news is all 6 new bosses are unlocked. I can't wait to try it today, okay? Okay, we have Sassy Girl 42, who has been a member for 6 months and says, hello, Phil, hope all is well. Indeed it is. Great weekend right now, having a great time. Mozzie did a $2 super chat and says, we missed you yesterday. Well, I hope that you all had a great day away. There was ample opportunity to get caught up with all the stuff that I was doing over last week, which was a ton, right? We made big progress in Clair Obscur, in Blueprints, tried out Night Rain for 6+ hours in the first 2 days. Good amount of stuff so far. Okay, and then we have Diggy23 with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Diggy, for $2. I appreciate that. By all means, keep the detractor memes in your messages, but be sure to send me money when you do it. Okay, and then we have our first tip of the week. Let's take a look at it. From Adam. And it's $1.37. And that's it. No message. So thank you, whoever. Well, thank you, Adam. No message in the tip, though. But I appreciate that. Okay. $1.37. Okay, seconds at the 23. So what we should really do, let's get caught up. All right? Because Friday was wild, right? First off, as I start up the stream on Friday, a longtime fan drops an insanely huge contribution of $1,600 as a tip, which skyrockets us in the goals, right? We were at 87 goals, or was it 86? It was 86 or 87 when we started on Friday, and immediately we jumped like 10 goals. It was like, what the hell? Obviously, I didn't expect that. No one expected it. So we ended up doing DSP Tries It, Burger King's How to Train Your Dragon menu, right? The entire menu. No one thought that was going to happen. I mean, that was crazy. I thought probably we'd be doing How to Train Your Dragon maybe tomorrow, actually. So that was wild, right? And now what's happened is we're kind of chaotic because I announced that morning that I'm doing a marathon for the Switch 2 launch on Friday, which we're going to talk more about this morning. I have lots of details to give you. I think you guys are going to really like. Well, because of that, all right, now all of our goals and rewarding and everything is so confusing. And here's why I say that. So as you know, every 10 goals hit, we're doing a reward. Well, we hit 10 goals, and then by the end of Friday, we were at 99 out of 100 goals. Shit. Right? Like, it's confusing. Like, uh-oh. Obviously, we weren't expecting that, right? We were thinking, oh, maybe we'd hit 100 goals by the time that the Switch 2 comes out. We didn't think we'd be at 99 right now on the first day of the week. So what we need to do, all right, what we need to do is essentially we need to figure out what we want to do for goals and rewards, etc. Now, the thing was, I was going to say, hey, let's do this Switch 2 Mario Kart Marathon for 100 goals. But then I was thinking, I should just set that in stone anyway. Like, I shouldn't tie that to goals. I should treat it like I did with my birthday marathon, where we're just going to do a marathon no matter what. That way we can 100% coincide it with launch day of Switch 2. So if that's the case, then what the heck are we going to do for 100 goals? And that's actually what I wanted to talk to you guys about on Friday. But then this giant contribution comes in and propels us, and now we're at 99 out of 100 goals. So let's talk today. I'd say today, let's not go crazy. Let's just figure out what should we do for a 100 goal celebration. Should it be a DSP tries it? Should it be something different? I'm down for whatever, but we just did a DSP tries it. And for the record, with this marathon on Thursday, I'm going to be ordering out again to eat. I'm not going to be cooking, or my wife's not going to be cooking that day. So we already have a day when I'm going to be ordering out this week. So do we really need to do another DSP tries it in the middle? No. So then what should we do? Right? Like, I don't know. So I would love to hear any ideas. Okay. And what do you guys think? Try wine and cheese, says King Furbs. Well, here's the problem. I like ideas, but I've already started my streaming week. I went out yesterday. I can't go buy stuff. I can't go to the, you know what I mean? Like, I can't just stop streaming, go to the liquor store and start buying liquor and bring wine and cheese back. I'm already streaming for the week. So I don't know realistically, what we could do here for a reward. Like likely today between Night Rain and Minecraft tonight, we're probably going to hit a goal. But then people are going to say, well, what's the reward at 100? Well, I don't know, because things have happened so fast. How could I possibly figure something out? Right? So I don't know. Let's figure it out. Let's chat today about stuff and figure that out, like what people would like or what we could do. I don't know. I don't know what to do because it just all happened all at once. Like, here's what I was thinking. Before we hit this crazy amount of goals on Friday, what I was thinking was, so we would hit 90 goals, all right, and then we would do DSP tries it like Sunday, Monday, and then what I would say is, let's hit 100 goals by Thursday, and we can plan out whatever food it is that I'm going to order to eat on Thursday, and it doesn't have to be fast food. If people said, oh, a certain cuisine, like, why don't you try Korean? Why don't you order a pizza from a different place? Why don't you do that? And I would just do it. And we would have that as part of the Mario Kart Marathon celebration on Thursday. See? But you guys would be a part of it, and it wouldn't be, oh, trying a new product from fast food, unless you guys wanted that. It could be whatever. But now I'm just don't know what to do. I'm just kind of like, well, what do we do now? I don't know, because it all came out all at once, right? So let's talk. Let's try to figure it out. And Zangief says, why don't we do a trial run of the cologne reviews for the 100? Because people are assholes. That's why, Zangief, because people are complete, dickheads on the internet, and they think that they could try to treat me with mass disrespect, and then I'm going to give them stuff. Well, I'm not. So I had an idea for the cologne reviews. To be honest, I didn't think the cologne review was going to be a very serious thing. I was going to try to ham it up and make it funny, but I thought it would still be informative for certain people. And I said, let's do it, right? No, everyone wants to make fun of me, say it's the worst idea I've ever had, and clown on me. So now people can fucking kiss my ass. I'm not ever going to do it. It doesn't matter how much they ask for it. It's their own fault. They ruined it. You could have had me doing stupid cologne reviews that would have been funny and everyone could have had content, but instead they had to be dicks and toxic morons. So now you get nothing. And it's your fault. You have no one to blame but yourselves for being disrespectful shitbags. So I'm not going to do the cologne review. I refuse. Okay. And that's correct. I am much nicer now that I met Kat, because before I met Kat, I actually would have told you how I really feel. Right now, I'm definitely padding it. Trust me. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so let's see. Let's get some ideas. And by the way, not insulting to you, Zangief. I mean, it's a good suggestion, but I'm just not going to give these idiots what they want when they treat me like dirt. So too bad. Yeah. So let's see. Dark Maggot says, what about cologne reviews as shorts? I don't like YouTube shorts. They're awful. YouTube shorts are a waste of time. They really are. Like, they don't work. They don't help your channel whatsoever. I just don't see the point. Like I said, it was an idea. I liked it. These idiots wanted to be toxic. They're not going to get what they want now. So I'm just not going to do it. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so please give me your feedback today. What would you like to do for 100 goals hit? Because likely we're hitting 100 goals today. All right. And obviously, it's not going to be something we can do immediately, but maybe what we can do, let's plan it out. Let's see what you guys want. And then maybe over the course of the week, we can figure it out. Maybe it's something I do during the marathon on Thursday. I coincide with it. Now, if we hit more goals, let's say we hit 110 goals this week, which we might, we could go back to the old formula of, say, DSP tries it or whatever. Okay. In fact, for those who don't know, this coming Friday is Summer Game Fest. And Summer Game Fest is beginning at 2 p.m. Now, everyone wants to see me live react to it, which is kind of shitty because it means I can't really stream much gameplay that day. So what I'm going to be doing is probably no podcast on Friday, gameplay, and then around 2 p.m., live reacting to the Summer Game Fest. But then after that, I'm going to do kind of a recap reactions. So I'm going to be streaming late. And then after that, I might just like maybe we do a DSP tries it that day. And we have to figure out what that's going to be, right? Maybe. So let's figure it out. All right. Let's talk over the week. Let's get ideas. I'm very curious what you guys would want as maybe something to coincide for the 100 goals, but then also something for DSP tries it next as well. Okay. So we got to figure that out this week. Indie game night for 100 goals. Well, here's the problem, Mark. We're booked. This week, every single stream is accounted for. We've got Elden Ring Night Rain today and Minecraft Chill tonight. Tomorrow, we got to do one stream of Blueprints this week, so it's tomorrow. And then American Truck Sim. Tuesday, we're doing Clear Obscure and CVS 2 because I can't do fighting games for the rest of the week. Wednesday, we're either going to do more Night Rain or Clear Obscure and another Minecraft stream. Thursday, it's the Switch 2 launch and Mario Kart Marathon all day. And then Friday, it's some gameplay, Summer Game Fest, and then whatever we decide to do at night. But we're booked. I don't have free streams. That's what I mean. Like, from now moving forward, we are crazy busy with games. We just don't have free time in the schedule for anything. We don't. We've got too many games we're already juggling, new stuff coming out. It's going to be a wild time right now. For the next month, basically, it's nonstop gaming stuff. So, can't do that. As much as I would like to, we just don't have time. You thought restreaming was illegal? It is, but Summer Game Fest allows you to restream if you sign up legally on their list, and I have. So I can restream it if I want. Try a loot box themed to Mario. Loot box, I can't speak. Try a loot box that is themed to Mario. Do they have those? I don't know. I never really looked. Video game treats box. Party, it's just party favors. Super Mario party favors. Yeah. Party boxes, party favors. They don't really have like a loot box that has Mario merch in it from what I can see. The boxes are actually cool. They'd be cool for like the background. They have boxes that look like the pipes, the bricks, and the question mark blocks from Mario. They're actually kind of cool. They have a light up lamp as well that looks like the question mark block. That's kind of cool. Anyway, oh yeah, that's right. We thought about that. Skyheart says, I like the idea of you making and eating things from your childhood for DSP tries it. Yeah, like remember I told you we could do something like I could actually eat a cream cheese and jelly sandwich on white bread, which is what I used to eat all the time when I was a kid. Or take like flavored Fritos and dip them into like the whipped Tempty cream cheese. I don't even know if Tempty still exists. Does anyone know if Tempty still exists as cream cheese. It used to. I don't know if it still exists anymore. Or I could have kielbasa fried up with the homemade Thousand Island, which was Miracle Whip and ketchup mixed together. I wonder if I would like that. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't sound good anymore, but I remember having it all the time as a kid. Really weird stuff. Yeah. Well, like I said, let's try to figure it out. All right, let's talk. We don't have to come up with the idea immediately, but chances are that we will hit the goal today, and then we can figure out what we want as this 100 goal reward over the week. We already have a marathon scheduled for Thursday, and then what I would say is for 110 goals hit, let's do another DSP Tries It, but let's figure out what we want to do. Like, I have no idea what's out there right now for DSP Tries It. Is there anything new? I know someone had mentioned that Taco Bell had like a bunch of new things. Let's see. Uh, their website's stupid. It's so confusing. New. Crispy chicken nuggets. Nope, that's not new. Loaded steak and jalapeno fries. That's not really new. It's just their fries, nacho fries, with pieces of steak and jalapenos and cheese. No, they don't have anything new. So actually, it was bullshit. That's hilarious because I saw that someone said online that they have all this new stuff. They don't have anything. It's all the same product. So that was a lie. Okay. What do you guys think? Joshua, how are you? What other stuff has come out that I'm not aware of? Because I don't know of anything right now. You know, we were working on the Burger King thing, and then next thing you know, boom. Right, what just happened? Nothing new at Wendy's. The only thing new at McDonald's is the McCrispy strips, which is stupid. But I don't care about that. No exaggeration, Papa John's has not added a single new thing to their menu in a year. They just keep saying, get the shakaroni pizza. I don't want shakaroni, you idiots. I don't care about Shaq in 2025. I don't know why anyone would, but apparently you do. Oh, Olive Garden? Come on, no. Guys, I just tortured myself with a bunch of food with like Subway. I am not eating from Olive Garden right now. There's no possible way I'm eating Olive Garden. I'm not doing that. Hell no. Sorry. I'm not doing it. Okay. Yikes. No, you think it would be better than Subway? I don't think so. Olive Garden is revolting. I don't want to eat something revolting, you know? Oh, God. Pizza Hut is doing a cheesy bites pizza and ranch flight. All it means is it's the pizza that has the chunks of mozzarella like stuffed crust, so you rip them off like bites, and they give you a whole side of like 5 different dippable ranch sauces, and you're supposed to dip them in ranch sauce and eat it. That's fucking nasty. Yo, these people are disgusting, man. It's like straight up gross. What is wrong with them? I didn't try the Parmesan stuffed crust Domino's, right? That's one we didn't do. And that came out like a month or 2 ago. That's a maybe, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to do it. Well, here's what we got to do. You guys are gonna know better than me. If you want to look around, if not, my wife and I will look together and see locally if there's anything, around here we haven't done or something new that we could do for DSP Tries It. And we'll look into do it like maybe Friday-ish. We'll see. Because it would make sense to do it at the end of the week on that day when I'm already stuck here late to do the Summer Game Fest react and recap reactions and just have a DSP Tries It right after, right? That would make more sense, I think. So, yes, there's a possibility of doing something not fast food. I said I got to figure it out. Smoking Socks, we literally just did wings. We just did Wingstop. I'm not going to do wings again. Excuse me. No, this would not be for the 100. The 100, basically, we got to figure out something we want to do for the week, to celebrate the 100 goals because we're already doing a marathon. Like the marathon should have been what we tie in with the 100, but I'm already doing the marathon on Thursday. It's already a lock. So, maybe just something else silly to correspond with the marathon, but then we're talking about the next DSP tries it that we're going to work toward. Amazing GT, how you doing? We're doing good. He says, thank you for the kind words. Yes, we're doing good. We are. Seafood. Well, the problem with seafood is, think about seafood. Like, how can you get it? Well, fancy restaurant. We're not ordering fancy restaurant delivery. All right. Seafood. You're spending $100 on seafood that's going to come cold and rubbery. So what seafood can you get? Fried seafood? And there's not that much out here that does it. There's like an Ivar's that maybe we could order delivery, but they're far away. There is a place that does like boiled shrimp, but it's insanely messy to eat it. It's like a giant thing of shrimp they cook in sauce, and it comes in a big plastic bag, and they give you like a bib and gloves to eat it. I'm not doing that in my office. You see, we've got to figure stuff out that's viable to eat in a setup with technology and shit around it. Not that I'm making a giant mess on a giant, picnic table or something. Well, sushi, there are some really good sushi places around here. All right. But to be honest, like we could do sushi. I've never done sushi on DSP Tries It before. That's true. That's actually a true statement. I didn't even think about that. We never did it before. But sushi isn't very impressive to watch. And what do I mean by that? Like, just take a look at when we did the How to Train Your Dragon meal on Friday. The burger was this big, colorful burger that I could show off what was on it in the bun. You can see me eating it, and wow, it's messy, right? The fries, the mozzarella fries looked cool. It's something visually appealing, while also you eat it and you rate the flavors. With sushi, all sushi is just this tiny little roll. You know what I'm saying? Now, they do look different. Sometimes they have fish on top, different things inside, but they all are kind of samey. They're not like visually popping or that appealing, Taste-wise, sure, I could order maybe 3 or 4 different kinds of sushi, and I could try them live and tell you what I think of the flavors of each one. There's a good sushi place we usually order from that maybe I could do. Okay? And for the record, my wife absolutely loves sushi, so she would really like this idea. It's one of her favorite foods is sushi. Okay? Maybe, you know what? If that's what you guys want, maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe that's exactly what we'll do. We'll get some sushi. All right. All right. Cool. Mozzie, don't worry. I saw your super chat. I'm going to shout it out, but we were in the middle of a discussion here. Okay? I know he has to relax. Mozzie, relax. I'm going to read your super chat. You just got to be patient. Good things come to those who wait, okay? Okay. I got distracted. So maybe sushi can be one of the days, either Thursday or Friday, because like I said, for the marathon, we're going to be ordering out. And then maybe we figure out what we do for the other one for when we hit 110 goals. Okay, how about that? Maybe one of them is sushi and one of them is more fast foody. Yeah, we could maybe do that. Okay, let's think about it then. All right, I really like the idea of sushi because I've never done it. So I could order a bunch of different kinds of sushi and try them live and rate them for you guys, right? But now what else can we do? We have to think of another thing because it's 2 days basically this week where I kind of have to do this. So no, I'm not going bungee jumping. All right, let's do shout outs before Mozzie loses his or her mind. It's a $2 super chat. When are we going to talk about new merch? I don't know. We haven't really thought about it, right? Like, for example, I don't have any merch currently with the new DSPGaming symbol that we've been using since January. right? There's different things we could do. I'm sure we could come up with new logos and things for merch, but we just haven't had a chance to really talk about it. And we always have other things to do usually. And then on the days that are slow, we forget. That's the thing. We've had slow days with nothing to talk about, but we never seem to remember on those days to talk about it. So maybe bring it up on a day when we don't have a lot to talk about, because I have a lot to talk about today. All right? Cool. So someone tipped $2. All right. Here's what they had to say. Let's get this on the leaderboard. Here's what they had to say. It's funny watching 10-plus-year-old videos of you and your reaction to the original This Is How You Don't Play. All that overreaction from you over just saying that Phil is bad at Metal Gear Solid 2. I feel like if that happened today, it'd be so different. Because, like, when's the last time you ever mentioned a This Is How You Don't Play? I feel there was a certain irony where you kept mentioning This Is How You Don't Play back in the day, and that caused people to actually learn about it and watch it. Yeah, so here's my perspective. 10 years later, you know what they say again, hindsight's 2020, and you look at the situation. So there's two reasons why I reacted that way back then. Okay, one is a very bad, very stupid, very ignorant reason, and one is a very valid one. The first reason is I thought my shit didn't stink. I thought I was this big popular gaming YouTuber. I thought that I worked harder than everybody else, and therefore I deserved respect. And how dare someone make fun of me? Now, I'm not saying, oh, don't watch my videos and laugh at them, because a lot of the times in my videos, I purposefully overreacted, overacted. I mean, in that MGS2 playthrough, I was constantly insulting Hideo Kojima for a reaction. I didn't actually dislike the guy. I just wanted people to have a reaction, because that's what got me popularity and views back in the day. It was that shock value kind of stuff. Oh my God, he just won't stop insulting Hideo Kojima. We got to watch more, right? So it's a difference between you were watching that footage on my channel, or you were actually watching someone who had the audacity to make fun of Darkside Phil. Now, keep in mind, over 10 years ago was a lot of different times. This was around 2012, 2013-ish. So at that time, most people were laughing with me, not laughing at me. I wasn't known as this clown on the internet that everyone liked to make fun of and deride. I was actually respected in the YouTube gaming community as one of the biggest YouTubers. People came to me for advice. People who now today are much bigger than me used to ask me for help back in the day on how to break out on YouTube or how to properly manage their channel. This happened all the time, okay? So now you might look at that perspective and be like, that's ridiculous. I don't believe you. But that's how it was back then. So for me, I was very big-headed. Okay, I was very big-headed. I was very stupid. And I thought, how dare this person make fun of me? And I think that that's, now today I look at it and I'm like, what an ignorant, stupid way to take it. If someone went out of their way to make an hours-long montage video, obviously I'm doing something right because it got their attention. Even if it's a negative attention, it still got their attention. So what I should have done was laughed with it and then probably started doing my own crap, referencing it in a positive way in my own content, right? Then it would have brought more attention positively to my content. But instead, I was so upset that someone would make fun of me. Now, there is another factor to it that actually was more rational. And here was the other factor. You have to understand that 13 years ago, my only source of income was ad revenue on my videos on YouTube, which was directly tied to the number of views that I actually got. Okay? I didn't have any crowdfunding at all. I think at one point I did have a PayPal open that I got like $100 a month on. Something, it was ridiculous. It wasn't any significant source of income at all. Okay? It was all ad revenue from YouTube. It was like all my eggs were in one basket at that time. Okay? I wasn't live streaming, none of it. So because of that, I looked at this person without my permission taking my videos and editing them into their own form of content, and they were getting big views. And the way I saw it was, listen, they should be asking me for permission to use my content because that's my copywritten content. And what's sadly going to happen is if this kind of activity continues, this is going to take views away from me. This is going to take attention away from my channel. People are going to want to watch the negative deriding version of the content rather than the original content. I'm going to see a big views dip, and this is going to hurt my bottom line for my business. I was absolutely correct. That's actually exactly what happened. People stopped watching my raw content and instead just waited for someone to make a "this is how you don't play" of the latest playthrough I did. So my views plummeted. 100%. I was very massively negatively affected by "this is how you don't play." If I didn't change my formula up to be a live streamer and a crowd-funded individual, I would be bankrupt completely and irreparably today. Seriously. Like, I wouldn't be able to make any profits. It's crowdfunding that allows me to make profitability today. Right now, take a look at what happens. I turn on my live stream. Someone has already clipped something from this stream and uploaded it to their channel before my live stream's offline. That's illegal. Like, that's copyright infringement. My stream's still online. You clipped and put a clip up. You broke the law. You cannot do that. Okay? But I'm not rich. I can't slap all these people with lawsuits. So imagine today if I relied on sole ad revenue when my YouTube channel brings in 500,000 views a month. That's true. DSPGaming only brings in 500,000 views a month now because they steal all my content. Everyone watches my content on other channels before they watch it on my own because everyone illegally clips and uploads it first before I even can. How fucked up is that? Where did that practice begin? This is how you don't play. Taking my content out of its raw form, making it something else, and putting it on the channel without permission. Now, as we all know, in the last 13 years, all the laws and everything have been hashed out. We know that "this is how you don't play" is actually legal. All right? It is. As long as you're adding commentary and criticism to it, and it's not just raw gameplay with nothing over it, it's allowed. I would argue that the original "this is how you don't plays" perfectly 100% are transformative works. So they would be allowed today legally. There's no problem. These other people who literally just clip me out of context with no commentary and criticism and no editing, just, hey, it's just raw, that's completely illegal and they're not allowed to do that. Okay? But "this is how you don't play" for the most part would have been considered legal by today's findings of what's happened in the last 13 years. So, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Today, I don't give a shit about anything anyone says or does about me. As you know, like you said in your tip, well, you don't bring up "this is how you don't play" anymore. No, I just don't bring up any negative stuff anymore. I don't care. Because if I did, my entire day would be bringing up negative stuff because that's how it's been. That's how toxic the world has turned against me because they realized, hey, being toxic to Darkside Phil is profitable for me. I can make tons of money making fun of Phil, even though it's illegal. So I'm not going to sit here talking about it, fighting it, bitching about it all day. I've got positive content to make. And quite frankly, the viewers who are here who like me don't give a shit about the toxic idiots. They would much rather never hear about it. And that's what I've learned. So that's why I just ignore it and don't bring it up anymore. And I'm very successful doing that. If you haven't noticed, I make a ton of money. I'm very profitable. I hit goals, but I also get to do what I love. And that's the way to be successful, is to ignore the nonsense. What's happened is this bizarre toxic ecosystem has just evolved around me. And even though I'm at the center of it, I'm no part of it. I just want you to think about how weird that is. I'm a man in a bubble, but I have nothing to do with the bubble. I just ignore it because it doesn't benefit me. It's just really there because they're all leeches. And the day that I don't stream is the day they can't make a buck, right? So just imagine if, like, I got really sick or, I broke my hands or, what if I got a car accident, right? Just think about that. What would they do? They'd have nothing to do. It's bizarre, isn't it? But that's why I don't bring it up, And you're right. If back in the day I hadn't brought up "this is how you don't play" in the way that I did, the very toxic, negative way that I did, number one, it probably wouldn't have blown up. Number two, probably there wouldn't have been a viral movement to go against Darkside Phil and make money doing it. And number three, maybe, just maybe, things would have been a lot better for me. And, to this day, I would have been seen in a positive light. I would have still been a big YouTuber. I wouldn't have had massive crimes committed against me every day. But, you know, again, I've said this all along. My journey has been a unique one. I am one of the actual innovators of being a full-time content creator and gaming creator. There was no blueprint of someone who had done it before me of who was successful at all. None, zero. So I was just winging it and trying to find my own path and do it my own way. And I made a lot of mistakes along the way. This is definitely one of them. 100% definitely one of them. So, okay. I received a $3 tip. What's one piece of advice or criticism from the past that you wished you listened to back then? And what's the biggest misconception about you? Well, the biggest piece of advice or criticism would have been to just chill out and roll with it. Like, to be honest, some of the things that have happened to me that really could have ended me because I just chilled out and rolled with it, they blew over. My incident is probably the biggest of all of those, where if I had been so upset that it happened and tried to be defensive about it and all of that, it probably would have been the end. But because I rolled with it, it didn't even affect me in a negative way at all. It actually ended up being a net positive, as stupid as that sounds. Okay? But yeah, like, in my opinion, if I had been more mellow back in the day and just rolled with everything and didn't take it so seriously, like I said, I took This Is How You Don't Play very seriously at first. I think things would have been a lot different. But again, you don't know. You just don't know at all. Now, what's the biggest misconception about me? I don't know. Because here's the craziest part. I don't know what the misconceptions about me are anymore because I don't pay attention. I pay absolutely no attention to any of them. They're so insane that I just don't care. So I couldn't answer that question. I really have no clue. Some of the longest running misconceptions continue. People still think that I blow all my money on mobile video games. No, I don't. People still think that I have a bad relationship with my wife. No, I definitely don't. It's actually quite the opposite. But that's the thing. I'm not going to talk publicly about certain things and then people just get these crazy ideas in their minds and then they roll with them. And then they become manic about it. And then they all believe stuff that's completely false. But I don't know what it is because I don't pay attention. And then sometimes you guys will come and start spamming the memes on my stream. And I won't even know what you're talking about. I'll be like, huh? And then they're like, oh, what do you mean? You know what we're talking about. I'm like, no, I actually don't. I have no idea what crazy fucking obsessed manic people on the internet are talking about today. I don't pay attention to them. I got better things to do than worry about what a bunch of crazies in that bubble around me are saying today. I have my own content to make to be, successful. That's positive and not toxic drama nonsense that they talk about all day. So, here's the deal. Yesterday, I was away from the internet for most of the day. Okay. I was out and about with my wife having a good time. I guarantee you yesterday, because I wasn't streaming, it was controversy drama city for these people. And they were spreading all kinds of lies and misconceptions and nonsense about me when I was out having a good time with my wife all day. I'm living life. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time. They're the ones who are sitting on the internet all day going crazy. Again, mania, manic behavior. That's the best way to describe how they are. Okay. Let's see here. So Big Larry Gaming tipped a buck with a bunch of information about Mario Kart World. Okay. He's got a whole bunch of game information. Let's see what he has to say. So he says, I was rewatching your reaction to the Mario Kart World. I want to clarify some concerns. Okay, let's see what he has to say here. You reacted to the rewind feature saying this would only be online, and that isn't the case. I don't remember saying it would only be online. I remember saying it would only be offline. How would they implement that online? So you're saying the opposite of what I said. Rewinding only affects your character. It's supposed to be if you get stuck in a bad spot when you wouldn't be able to recover from. As for the open world chill driving, there's a reason to it. The missions earn you decals that can put you and your cars and skins and unlock characters. You can also collect coins freely to unlock cars at certain milestones. I'm super hyped to play the game. Yeah, I am. And here's the thing I'm concerned about. So the whole premise of my marathon, which we're going to talk about in a moment, we didn't even get to it yet, is not only am I going to be unboxing, exploring the Switch 2, but we're going to be playing Mario Kart World all day on Thursday. And it's called I'll talk about it in a sec. It's called the Rainbow Road Rush event. I'm trying to unlock Rainbow Road. But how long is that going to take if you're now required to drive around a giant open world? Are we going from a game where you used to be able to just play the circuits in order and get your job done and you're done? Or now is there going to be insane amounts of padded dead time because you have to drive around this giant open world? I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it now because it might actually destroy the premise of my event, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. All right, I received a $5 tip. How do you deal with being the most criticized streamer? I would personally crumble with the weight of the hate. I ignore it. You have to understand something. All the stuff these people say and do doesn't affect me. I'm serious. Unless they're actually directly trying to commit crimes against me, like committing identity theft and messing with my actual business and financials and things like that, which has happened, okay? Don't get me wrong. The things they just say about me on the internet don't affect me in the slightest, like at all. You realize that. I don't address it. I don't pay attention to it. Most of the time, I don't even know about it. They just sit there in their own circles talking about it, and it's just a circle jerk. Like, literally, it's an endless circle jerk from a bunch of crazies. It doesn't affect me. So why would I care? Like I said, I'm absolutely sure yesterday they were talking about me. I have no clue what they said, and I don't give a fuck. I got my life to live. I don't know what they're saying or doing. Why would I even care? I knew I was going to come back today, have a great day hanging out with all of you, right? Had a great new setup for the month. I'm going to have amazing, great content coming out this week. Why do I give a crap what they say? Again, their impact is that of a fart in the wind. You smell it for half a second, you're like, ooh, and then it's gone, and who gives a shit? They're just meaningless individuals. Every single one of them. I don't care. Okay. I received a $2 tip. I don't believe this at all. Gameplay of your epic final run in Night Rain is going viral on TikTok. Congrats for redemption and proving haters wrong. Yeah, I don't believe that at all. If there's anything about me on social media, it's toxic and negative. So I just don't believe it, that there's anything positive about me. I don't think it would ever exist. So, okay. Why? Because it's not profitable to be positive. It's only profitable to be negative and toxic. So that's why. All right, so, what I'd like to do, all right, I want to talk about the big event on Thursday, because this is the big focus, all right, of this whole week, is that this Thursday is my big marathon event. Ladies and gentlemen, this coming Thursday, June 5th, will be DSP's Rainbow Road Rush event. When my Switch 2 arrives, we're going to be doing a live unboxing. We're going to check out how it looks, all of the, form factor, the weight, how the controller feels. We're going to hook it up for the very first time live. We're going to get it working and explore the menus. We're going to download Mario Kart World, and we're going to be playing it all day long. In addition to that, I have purchased several accessories for the Switch 2. Third-party peripherals and devices that I'd like to try, including cases, protective screen, an actual case that you could put on it and you could still dock it, but then a travel case as well, thumbstick attachments, a wheel attachment so you could drive Mario Kart with a wheel, among other things. So we're going to be testing all of these third-party peripherals during my launch day marathon event while I'm playing, and then we're going to be playing Mario Kart World all day long. The idea of the Rainbow Road Rush event is that I'm going to try to unlock all of the content base level in Mario Kart World on release day, starting with the very first circuit, playing through all the circuits and unlocking all of the tracks, eventually culminating at the end of the night with playing Rainbow Road, which is also the last hidden track of every single Mario Kart game. Now, I hope that this event is viable. However, there's a few things that may not happen. For example, I don't know exactly when the Switch 2 is arriving. No one does. everyone who has pre-ordered their Switches are waiting for them to arrive, and we all have to wait for shipping information. Some people have gotten them way early. I haven't. And some people are wondering at what point on launch day are they going to get it? Me too. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen with the delivery of the Switch. If the Switch shows up early, great. Then we have extra time to do everything I want to do. If the Switch ends up showing up extra late, then likely we're going to look at all the accessories and things over the course of the day until the Switch arrives. Okay? So we got to see what happens. Okay? I hope for the best, really I do, but there's no way to guarantee an early delivery that day. It might show up in the middle of the day. It might show up late. Now, if that happens, what I may actually do is extend the event and carry it into Friday as well, because I think people want to see me do this event, and it would kind of suck if it doesn't happen because the thing shows up so dang late. But I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that it shows up on the earlier side so we could do this all day long, okay? Now, also, during the course of the day, there'll be food, like I said. Maybe we'll order sushi. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll order sushi during the day, and we'll have a sushi meal, which I've never done, in the middle of the show. And then also, there's going to be booze. For every, milestone of support that I get, I'm going to start taking some shots, all right? And I'm also going to probably have some White Claws, or I actually got something else as well. I have this, these lemonades. I think they're called like Smirnoff lemonades or something, that those are alcoholics. I'm going to have some of those over the course of the day too. So I'm going to have some things while I'm playing Mario Kart. So not only am I challenging myself to get to Rainbow Road by the end of this marathon, which is something I've never done before in a marathon, but also I'm going to be inebriated. So it's going to be pretty challenging to be doing a driving game on launch day while inebriated. Okay? So let's see how it goes, and let's make it happen. I think it's going to be a very exciting event. Again, all day Thursday, June 5th, the DSP Rainbow Road Rush event, the arrival and unboxing of the Switch 2, exploring peripherals and accessories for the Switch 2, testing all the equipment, getting it hooked up initially, downloading Mario Kart World and playing Mario Kart World all day long while inebriated, the rush to unlock Rainbow Road. Can I do it? Can we unlock Rainbow Road on launch day? We're going to find out. We're going to certainly see all of the courses, hopefully once, on launch day, and I'm very excited for it. So be there Thursday, June 5th. Don't miss the Rainbow Road Rush. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I just received an incredibly generous contribution. I'm not making this up. NDO 103 just tipped me $100. Wow. $100 tip from NDO. Thank you, NDO. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Holy crap. Let's see what he has to say, because he put a big message there. So that has propelled us to $138 of support on today's show. Thank you so much, NDO. So NDO says, would you consider building a Lego that's like a Street Fighter build for a goal? For example, here's two examples, an arcade cabinet and Dalsim. Let me look to see if I can find them, because the reason I say that, I don't actually know. Well, the links don't come through. I should clarify this. Links don't come through via tips, so I can't actually see the links that you sent. But I bet I could find them. Like here, like if I type in Lego Street Fighter, right, on Amazon, here's the cabinet. He says there's a cabinet and there's a Dalsim. Here it is. It's micro blocks. Yeah, it's a micro blocks Street Fighter cabinet. It looks pretty cool, actually. It's Ryu and Ken fighting on Chun-Li's stage. That's a pretty cool one. 1,060 pieces. It's actually only $27. It's ridiculously cheap. There's also a knockoff Mario one. It looks like a Mario stage. So there's that. I like that one. Now, you'd also said Dalsim. I don't see the Dalsim, but I bet it exists. Probably not on Amazon. It's probably just on the internet somewhere. Let me look. Rebrickable. Here it is. Rebrickable. There's also, oh, there's actually a few different things you can do. There's one that's a figure of Dalsim. There's one that you can make Dalsim's portrait art from Street Fighter 2 if you buy this certain set, and they have instructions on how to do it. Yeah, like here's the thing, NDO. I really liked doing the Legos that I did. Right, it's out of the background now. It was the Lego Piranha Plant that we had all last month. I actually really, really enjoyed doing those Legos. I found those nights chill and relaxing, and I like how they look in the background, right? We had Minecraft for a month. We had the Piranha Plant for a month. I wouldn't be against doing more Legos. Like I said, I wanted to do the Lego Mario Kart that's out now. It's like 180 bucks, but it's Mario like giant on a big cart. And I thought that would have been perfect for this month to have it in the background for Mario Kart World. But people lost interest. They stopped showing up for those streams and stopped supporting them. That last stream of Piranha Plant, we didn't hit the goal. And I was like, I guess people are saying they're bored of it. Now I'm thinking maybe it was because I was doing it too often. So maybe we give it a break. We didn't do one last month. Maybe we give it a break. Maybe we bring it back in the summer. And then we could do a different one and maybe people would like it again, right? Because I think what's happening is I'm doing things too often. And when you do something too often, it's not special anymore. So give it a break and then go back to it later in the year. It might work again, right? So there you go. Maybe we will. I think it's a good idea. I would like to do it. Right now, sadly, I wouldn't have time to do it now anyway. With the incredible amount of games I'm juggling and the new stuff coming out in June, it wouldn't work for now, but maybe over the summer. We'll see. That's a good suggestion. In fact, anyone who's watching this now, on demand or live, remind me, maybe come July, remind me, hey, maybe we want to start doing Lego nights again. I'd be down for that. Maybe do that. One of these Street Fighter Lego builds would be pretty cool. Okay, cool. All right. So this week is a crazy week. Today we've got more Elden Ring Night Rain. I'm very excited. I hope you guys will stick around after the podcast. We are literally right at the best part of the game. We just basically got we basically just got all of the bosses unlocked. If you didn't know, there's 6 bosses before you get to the final boss after you beat the first one. Today, I don't even know who I want to go after. It's like Mega Man. When you're on the select screen and you're looking at all the boss masters, you're like, who do I want to fight? That's kind of what we're looking at right here. I think it's going to be pretty exciting today to figure out who we want to take on. So it's going to be an exciting stream of Night Rain, new content, new bosses, new everything, okay? Tonight, it's chill Minecraft, and I can't wait because tonight we're basically going to take all those resources that we gathered last time, and we're either going to go further into that mine to get more, or we're going to go on a world adventure. We're probably going to build a boat and build armor and stuff and go out into the world and explore. And that's going to be very exciting to see what's out there and check out the new biomes and things that are in the game. So we'll see what we do tonight. I'm not even sure what we're going to do tonight. We'll talk about it and figure it out on the fly. Tomorrow, we got Blueprints returning. Every time I've played Blueprints recently, we made massive progress in the game. I feel like tomorrow will be more of the same. And basically, I think that this week is going to be a lot of that, like progress in the games that we're playing, but then a lot of excitement near the end of the week for Mario Kart and all of that. Okay. So by the way, I will be live reacting to Summer Game Fest on Friday. What we'll do is we won't do a podcast that day. Instead, I'll just go probably right into Mario Kart and we'll play it on that day stream. And then after, like, say, like 1:30, 1:45, I'll cut that off and then we'll react live to Summer Game Fest. And then after that, I'll do a recap reactions video. And then Friday night, we'll probably do some other gameplay. And it ain't going to be Street Fighter. I think we're just going to do Street Fighter once this week, rather than Friday night fights. But we'll do something different, on Friday night instead. So that should be exciting. Okay, this week's going to be great. The first few days is all the games I've been playing and enjoying and juggling. And then Thursday, Switch 2 and Mario Kart all day. in a marathon setting, and then Friday, more Mario Kart, Summer Game Fest, and more gameplay. What a week. It's going to be a jam-packed week full of content and fun. I cannot wait for this week. Okay. See, I could be addressing this complete nonsense, but I'm not going to. Like I said, I ignore toxicity. People in chat or detractors are coming in and saying dumb shit, and I'm ignoring them because they're just so dumb. I don't pay any attention to their nonsense. They believe nonsense, and I'm not going to entertain their nonsense. It has nothing to do with reality for me, so I just ignore it. Okay. Well, I think I've covered most or all the topics I wanted to talk about today. So my question to all of you is, what's up? What's going on? Does anyone have anything they want to chat with me about today? Tag me in the chat, either on YouTube or on Kick. Let's see what you guys want to talk about. For the record, no, I don't have the ability on YouTube right now, from what I can see, to do this new points system. It doesn't seem to exist. Yeah, it doesn't seem to exist. And by the way, it looks like YouTube has removed my ability to gift free memberships to you guys. It's gone. Remember, every month I was able to give you guys free memberships on the channel. It was like 10 free memberships a month. It's completely gone. The option doesn't even exist anymore. Like, it used to be in this menu right here that has the $sign. You would click on it and it would say super stickers in one section, super chats in one section, and memberships in another section. Well, the memberships is completely missing for me. I don't have that. Do you guys have it? If you go to the dollar sign symbol on the YouTube chat, do you guys still have the membership section? Because they've removed it for me. No one's answering. You have it. It's there. So is it in that? It's in the $sign tab area. When you click on the $sign, it shows up. It says 50 members for 200 euros. It's there. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have it. I literally don't have it anymore. It's gone. So I guess they've removed the ability for a streamer or creator to actually gift memberships to their community. I would love to, because I was going to give it to you guys at the end of the month. Someone had brought it up on Friday, and I brought it up. It wasn't there. And same thing today. I thought, oh, it's June. Maybe the new ones are there. There's nothing there. They've removed it entirely. So thanks, YouTube, for removing something nice that I did for the viewers. I really appreciate you removing useful features that people enjoyed. Thanks a lot. By the way, thanks for not giving me the channel point system yet. No, you can't get, I'm telling you, you can't gift memberships at all. It doesn't work. It's gone. I couldn't, number one, you could never buy them for yourself anyway. That wasn't allowed. Why would you buy memberships to gift to your channel and lose money? You could never do that. All you could do is give out the free ones, and they're gone. The whole thing's been coded out for me. BattleDuck 9000 has gifted a membership. Thank you, BattleDuck. Hasn't popped up yet because YouTube's probably attributing it to someone right now. Thanks for the first membership of the new month, which is worth $3 to support. So now we're up to 141 bucks. Oh, so by the way, I should mention we're in a new week and a new month, which means all the stats have reset and everything. So literally the first person to gift a sub over on Kick becomes the top gifter of the week and the top gifter of the month. Who's it going to be? We have no Kick support so far this morning. Let's get some subs over on Kick. Let's get that momentum moving, shall we? There we go. It finally went out. There's the gifted membership from BattleDuck. Thank you, BattleDuck. Airhead, there is no missing podcast from last week. They are all live. There were 2 days when I didn't do a podcast. So you might be looking and be like, oh, it's gone. No, they're all live. Every podcast is live on the channel that I did. I did 4 of them last week. Yes, I'm streaming the Xbox Showcase. I just explained as much. what I'm doing is gameplay beforehand, so hopefully I can get support. So that way, even if the showcase I don't get support during it, hopefully I'll be good. Yeah, I hope both the Summer Game Fest and the Xbox showcases are good. I hope they're both good. All right. Yeah, the Xbox. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm so confused. I got him confused. All right, I'm going to apologize to NJZ because I have to because I just screwed up. NJZ asked if I'm going to stream the Xbox showcase. I got it confused with Summer Game Fest. That's my fault. I apologize publicly to you, NJZ. I shouldn't have been snippy like that. I thought you were asking me a question I'd already answered, and I had. Okay. On Friday is Summer Game Fest. Summer Game Fest is 2 p.m. Pacific time. What I'm going to do on Friday is skip a podcast, stream just gameplay in the morning. Hopefully during that time frame when I'm streaming gameplay, I'll get some support. So then when I live react to the Summer Game Fest, I'll have enough support to hit a goal rather than worry that, oh, Summer Game Fest started and now I get no support. Okay? So that's going to happen on Friday. Now, Sunday is the Xbox showcase, and I think they're doing it way early. Or am I wrong? Is it at 1 p.m.? I think Xbox showcase is 1 p.m. Pacific time. So the tough part here is I could skip another podcast, but that's the beginning of the week when a lot of people like the podcast. So what I might actually do is do a podcast and then just go right into reacting to Xbox. And that's my stream. So I'd have to rely on the podcast that day doing well, much like it just did, and then just react to Xbox. So no gameplay on that first stream. That's probably what we'll do. Okay. But yes, I'll be live reacting both to Summer Game Fest and the Xbox showcase this coming Friday and Sunday. Okay. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Tag me in the chat. Keep in mind, we've got interesting stuff to do in Elden Ring today, so we could jump right into that too if you'd like. Or unless you have other things to talk about. I've covered my topics. Nothing? Should we start? I'm down for that. By the way, I have quite a lot of accessories coming for Switch too. So far, I've got 2 accessories and a bunch more arriving today, and then another one's arriving tomorrow. So I'm gonna have a bunch of stuff to review and test with the Switch 2 when it shows up. I'm excited. It's gonna be pretty good. Thank you. Yes, AKA BKB says reminder about the necklace. First thing we'll do is go to the vendor and see if we can buy this necklace. Am I going to get the tongue tied? Am I going to get the piranha plant camera for Switch 2? I don't think I want to get the camera for Switch 2 at all. I don't think I have a use for it. Everyone knows it's going to be shitty. Like they've showed it off and it looks awful, like it's quality wise. And I like the look of the piranha plant camera. I think it looks cool, but I don't think I'm ever going to use it. So I don't think I'm going to get it. Maybe eventually I will, but I don't see a valuable use for it. You know what I mean? All right, how about this? Let's end the show. This way I can take my break and we can actually start Elden Ring probably around 1 p.m. and get 3 solid hours of gameplay in, at least 3 runs today, and against maybe 3 different bosses. We'll see. All right, I think it's been good. Thank you all. What a great chill return stream today. What a great chill return podcast. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Let's start to brainstorm ideas. We already came up with one. the sushi idea, but let's come up with another idea for food this week. And thank you all so very much for your support. I am so stoked for this week's content. It's going to be great. I know you guys are excited too. Thank you, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another fun edition of the Level 1 Podcast.